These are the biggest updates for crypto airdrops that you need to know about from the past week or so. I'm going to start by talking about some time-sensitive stuff that you definitely need to do. I'll talk about some fresh alpha, some opportunities to farm solid airdrops moving forward, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to rattle off a bunch of claims that you might have missed from the last week or two, because there's actually been a lot of airdrops that came through recently. So let's start off by talking about Hyperlane. Now, in order to get this airdrop, you're going to need to visit this link right here and register your wallets and make sure that you actually claim the tokens before April 14th. So, important note, make sure you check all your Ethereum wallets, all your Solana wallets that you might have interacted with, but also other wallets like, for example, Eclipse. All you have to do is click this button, paste your wallet address, and then if it's eligible, you can link them to a claiming wallet in order to actually collect your tokens. In terms of the eligibility for this, well, the total allocation of airdrop number one, 7.5% at TGE, and it's basically based on spending on fees for bridging. So the more that you bridged and spent money on fees, the more that you'll get. However, if you only bridge between, for example, two different Cosmos chains, you probably won't get much or maybe not even anything, because those are essentially free. So really it's the EVM to SVM or EVM to Cosmos or EVM to Eclipse. Those are the types of bridges that you will actually be rewarded for here. And the minimum amount to qualify for the airdrop was $5 in actual bridge fees paid. But there's a bunch of rewards and boosts that you could get depending on which routes you took and other things like that, as well as NFT collections. If you hold any one of these, then you will qualify for an allocation as well. So make sure that you do register before April 14th, and then moving forward, you can actually continue to interact with this bridge because they've confirmed that there's going to be quarterly rewards. So yeah, if you're looking for different routes to get between blockchains, it's a solid opportunity to continue earning rewards on your bridge transactions. All right, next up, let's talk about Eclipse. So just a couple days ago, 2 days ago, there was an AMA in the Eclipse Discord, and we have some important information for all of the Eclipse farmers. For starters, TurboTap snapshot is supposed to be this week. There's only 1 or 2 days left in this week, so TurboTap is almost done. Now, they actually also confirmed that the airdrop will be in 4 to 5 weeks, sometime in mid-May. There's going to be a snapshot of the After School Club NFT collection, so that basically confirms that we will be getting an allocation for that. If your NFT is listed, I know for a fact that you won't get anything, so just something to consider. Yeah, those are the big ones. Looks like there's a few minor announcements. They're going to be launching some kind of a Ponzi like was recently launched on Abstract. But yeah, looks like we're getting pretty close to the Eclipse or the ES token airdrop. Okay, next up, another thing to mark your calendar for: the kernel airdrop from KelpDAO is launching on April 14th at 11 a.m. UTC. I honestly suspect that immediately after launch, this one is probably not going to do very well. So you might want to try and claim it and get as much value as you can immediately. Okay, another thing that is time sensitive is Babylon, or the baby airdrop. So they confirmed the allocations, you can check them and claim them. The actual airdrop itself comes through automatically and it's already started. However, you can still claim, and I think every 24 to 48 hours, they do another batch of drops based on people. So make sure that you claim your tokens. And then if you farmed Babylon via some of these restaking protocols, like EtherFi, for example, there's a separate claim. There's also a separate one for Lombard if you farm with LBTC. So do go and claim all the tokens you might be eligible for. All right, next up, time-sensitive piece of alpha. If you're still in mitosis, I have some good news and bad news. We'll start with the good news, I guess. Well, depending on how you look at it, it's good news. But they have another vault open if you want to deposit and earn additional yield Legos. The deposit caps for these depend on the chain. So for example, there's 1600 ETH on Linea, but only 400 on Ethereum. If you are still into mitosis and holding mu ETH, this is an opportunity to get additional yield on that. Now, the bad news for mitosis is that they posted this today saying that, yeah, mainnet is only 37% complete. So that suggests to me that we're still very far away from actually seeing a mainnet launch of this protocol. All right, let's move into a couple of new opportunities that you might want to check out. For starters, Lens Chain. I've spoken about them before, but they just launched the mainnet of their new chain. So previously they were on Polygon. Now they have their own blockchain, and now is a good time to get started if you haven't already. You can sign up for a free profile on hey.xyz, and they also have some quests on layer 3 to get you introduced to the ecosystem. Another interesting possibility to look at if you're starting from scratch is this right here. This is a stablecoin farming opportunity. It's called Noble. The stablecoin that they launched is USDN. There's no referral code, so you don't need to worry about being diluted by influencers. There's not that many participants. They have some solid funding and some solid backing as well. And if you're interested in deploying some stables to a new stablecoin farm, basically mint some USDN with USDC, and then you can choose to deposit into a vault if you want to get some extra yield. Another interesting potential opportunity for people looking for somewhere to start is the Hyperliquid ecosystem. I've spoken about this a number of times in previous videos, but new dApps keep popping up, and HyperSwap is one of these potential targets. The TLDR on this is that they just launched a points campaign with weekly emissions, and so that means the earlier that you get started, the better off you'll be. It's a 5-week campaign with a cap of 500,000 points per week. We're just nearing the end of the first week, but that means there's still plenty of time to participate in this. They're also partnering with a bunch of other projects in Hyperliquid, and I would say that this is a solid opportunity to check out if you're looking for something to start from scratch. Now let's move to some rapid fire claims that you may have missed. So the prompt airdrop from Wayfinder is live. This you would only get really if you were staking the Prime token. So that airdrop is live. Another one is Layer 3 Season 3. So if you've been minting cubes and doing quests, check your eligibility. Next up, we've got Orbiter Finance Airdrop 2. So if you've continued using Orbiter Finance's bridge after the first airdrop, you can claim your tokens here. Then we've got active staking rewards from Jupiter. This is from Q1 of this year. So if you voted on Jupiter, claim your rewards. It's JUP tokens only. It's probably about 10% APY. Then we've got Taiko Season 3. That claim is live. I'm geo-blocked right now based on where I am. Then there's Definitive. This one, even if you didn't farm it directly, if you've done a lot of volume on perps exchanges, check it out, because a lot of people in my Discord didn't think they would be eligible, but found out that they were just based off of their trading volume in other perp dexes. This right here is a list of the perp dexes where you could have moved volume to qualify for this. And then finally, we've got the Corn airdrop. So this is that layer 2 on Ethereum that uses Bitcoin as the gas fee. This one did not end up being that good, but if you farmed it, claim your tokens. Free money is free money, like I always said. So hopefully you found this little update helpful. Lots of stuff in there, lots of alpha, and lots of claims to be made. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.